Oh, I've been dreading doing this fam talk, but this is gonna be a dope fam talk. So, happy Father's Day. Let's talk about it. Yo, let's get focused real quick. Get focused. Come on, get in now. Get in now. Do. Bring it to me. So, I'm DT and y'all the fam. This is Fam Talk. So we came here to do what? Talk. So let's talk about it. And today's episode is a very tough, personal, intimate, but a great fam talk. This is Father's Day. Happy Father's Day edition of Fam Talk. So Father's Day is always iffy with me because in 2008 I lost my father. He passed away. In 2014, me and the young lady who I was with, we had a miscarriage. And then in 2015 we had another miscarriage. So my emotions are always kind of in a wreck when it comes to Father's Day, because at one point in time I felt like I lost my father and I lost my ability to to be a father. So the emotions is typically I don't know, because the thing is though, when you lose certain people in your life, a piece of you goes with them. And one thing that breaks my heart is that we focus so much on the mothers, and that's cool. Mothers are great, but fathers are just as important as mothers. And I didn't understand the impact my father had in my life until he passed away. And so, and it just comes down to just understanding men and women. Men and women are two different. Like, we're two different beings. We function differently. And something that my father always did was he was an entrepreneur before entrepreneurship was like a big thing. I was a kid that did not know what I wanted to do, didn't really have any sense of direction. I'm trying to find myself, and he gave me the grace and the door and the opportunity to do that. Any idea that I had that I wanted to sit and do, he was okay with it. Just do it. He wasn't like, you need to do this, you need this. Like, no, that's what you're gonna do, is try it. If it works, great. If it doesn't, do something else. Like, he allowed me to dream. And it's like, once he passed away, my ability to dream also at that time passed away too. And I didn't realize that he encouraged that until afterwards. And it's very interesting, because I think if it's 13, it's been almost 8-9 years going on now. But he left me with some incredible jewels. And one thing is this: he told me, you have two things in life, your work ethic and your integrity. Always be a man of your word. If you do something, do it correct. Do it to the best of your ability. Keep your word. Do it with integrity. That's the reason every place I've ever worked at, they can never say I was a bad worker. They can never say the quality of my work was bad. I don't lie and manipulate people. I tell people the truth. And if I say I'm gonna do something, I'm going to try and my best in my ability to do that. And if I can't do it, I will tell them I can't do it. It's still certain debts, not necessarily monetary wise, but it's still certain debts that I owe that people don't even worry about. But I'm like, no, I'm gonna take care of that, because that's just me. Another thing is this. So the very last thing I've ever heard from my dad was, I love you. See, growing up, my father wasn't in the house. So I'm not gonna go in detail on that, but my mom and my dad split. Okay, typical. I mean, it's a normal story. But whenever I called my father, it didn't matter when, where, what time, he would answer the phone. He never denied me seeing him. I remember times where he would work, I would want to hang out with him. I'll go to work with him. I somewhat understand cable and know how cable works because he taught me cable. Like, he taught me how to sit and install cable and like dig the holes and go under the crawl, had the crawl suits and stuff like that. He taught me to hustle, how he would drive through the streets and look at the cable boxes and tell what a professional did and when didn't. And what he used to do is this: he would purposely go cut their cable off. So what they'll do is they'll come out, hey, what's wrong with the cable? What's wrong with the cable? It'll be like, well, you know you're doing this illegal, but I'll set you up with this little package and I got you straight. And if he has so many different loopholes around it where people can get cable who shouldn't have gotten cable and got it super cheap. So I learned that little stuff right there. So, but he didn't really tell me I love you a lot. See, we live in this culture where men are supposed to like, we're supposed to be a second mother. And it's like, that's not it. Well, your daddy didn't teach you. Like, no. Your dad didn't show you love. No. A father's way of showing love is through his protection. It's through his guidance. It's through his provision. My dad was not a very physical, was not a very nurturing person. But he made sure that I knew that he loved me through his actions. And man, like, I just knew he was proud of me. He was proud that I was his son. And it was times where he would introduce me to people, like, this is my son. And you got a son, this. He would light up. He would light up. And it's crazy because a part of me hurts because I judged him so critically based off of the world, what the world say a father's supposed to be, how he's supposed to show love. Is this. And that wasn't it. I go back and I look at everything, the conversations, the talks, how he never denied me. Never denied me. I remember him and my mom. I've learned the word burden because they was arguing and somebody said burden and he was going off like, you're not gonna say that my son is a burden to me. Like how he defend, like, oh my gosh. And the very last thing I've ever heard out of his mouth, and I only remember this one time, out of my whole life, I only remember this one time. The very last thing he ever told me was, I love you. So do I count all the times he didn't say it that I wanted him to say it? Or do I cherish the last time he said it? I cherish the last time. And sometimes I have to catch myself. Because as a man, I'm still a little boy when it comes to my parents. And it's just that desire to make your parents proud. And sometimes I chase this acceptance. But I go back and I reflect. I was always accepted the whole time. I was always loved the whole time. I was always protected the whole time. And even though he didn't provide in the manner of which my mother thought he should, he provided in the way that he could, that he thought best. So sometimes I get emotional, I get upset, because I did not cherish him the way I think I should have, because of my understanding of what the world told me what a good father is. When you're talking about how great a father is, you're not neglecting how great a mother is. When you're uplifting men, you don't have to knock women. We can both uplift each other. And fathers are not appreciated in the sense that they should, because it's expected. And fathers don't complain about it. Shout out to my cousin Roderick. Y'all know him as Drake, but Drake is my blood cousin. He is one of the best fathers I've ever seen in my life. Shout out to Curtis Knight. Y'all know him. I like Curtis. Y'all may know him as Cut Dog. One of the greatest fathers I've ever seen. And it's dope because his son was like, I don't want my little brother growing up without a father. And so Cut Dog adopted his little brother, who's not his biological blood, and stepped in for that. Shout out to the fathers, and they don't ask for praise. They don't ask for no glory. They don't ask for nothing. And I look at Cut and how he is with his son Jason, and how he's so proud of the accomplishments that his son is just doing something. I look at Drake and look at how proud he is of his sons and his daughter and their accomplishment when they do something. But the reason they're able to do it is because of the push, the support, the provision of their father. Children feel safe. Like, I love these videos of when a man comes home and the kid runs, "Daddy, daddy, daddy." It's just super excited. So, shout out to the fathers. Shout out to the fathers. Whether anybody tell you you are or you're not, you're very, very, very important. You are tremendously important, and you are needed. And you are loved and appreciated. And you're an inspiration to a lot of people that you don't even know or don't even see. Now, this is part 1. Part 2 is called Broken Father. And I'm going to go over how I dealt with the miscarriages, because I want that opportunity to be a father. I want to be able to guide and mold and develop and help and build. And I thought that opportunity was taken away from me twice. And for years, it held me down. But it was one particular thing that I did that helped me partially heal past it. Not necessarily past it, but how to live with it comfortably. With that being said, I love you guys. Please make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And have a very blessed, happy Father's Day. See you at part 2.